Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, this is my final review of my classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games for consoles. We've already looked at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, the Manhattan Project, and Turtles in Time. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive depending on where you're at. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Hyperstone Heist was released on the Genesis back in late 1992, only a few months after Turtles in Time was released on the Super Nintendo, which was only a few months after Manhattan Project. Goddamn, what a crazy era to be a TMNT fan! Between the first Ninja Turtle game released on non-arcade platforms in late 1989, we got 3 NES games, 2 Game Boy games, a Super Nintendo game, and a Genesis game, all within 3 years, and there were still more games after that. Jeez! Strike while the iron is hot, I guess. So instead of continuing the number trend, Hyperstone Heist is not known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 5, but is simply known as just the Hyperstone Heist. When it was released in Japan, it was known as The Return of Shredder, and I gotta say, I really like that box art. That's so epic! But anyway, we got a lot to talk about here. I want to review this game, I want to talk about which game I think is the best out of all the Turtle games we reviewed, and I want to talk about Shredder's Revenge a little bit more. So, let's get to this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Hyperstone Heist. So, Hyperstone Heist opens with almost the same story as Turtles in Time, but instead of Krang stealing the Statue of Liberty, the statue as well as Manhattan suddenly disappear. Turns out it was Shredder, who is using the power of the Hyperstone that he found in Dimension X. He plans to conquer the world and calls the Turtles out to challenge him. Leonardo says that they'll find Shredder with their high energy detector, whatever the hell that is, and then we start. Let's pick our turtle. So not only does this game use the same assets from Turtles in Time, but it has the same gameplay mechanics as well. And that's a good thing because Turtles in Time was awesome! So the Turtles play just like they did in that game. Raphael is fast, but weak. Mikey is strong, but a bit slow. Don has a long reach, but is super slow. And Leo is just well-rounded. Each of the Turtles get their own special move that deals damage but also takes damage to use. Leo does the spinning blade, Donatello does the toe smash, Mikey does the kamikaze attack, and Raphael does the jumping spin kick, which is kind of funny looking. While the core mechanics of the game are the same, some things were changed, and not in a good way. First thing I noticed is that you can't throw the Foot Clan guys towards the screen. It's been removed. Why? That was so fun! The dash attack has also been changed up. In Turtles in Time, it was either used automatically, or you could double tap left or right. Here, you have to press C, which feels awkward since the attack button is A. So if you want to do a running attack, you kind of have to hold the controller a bit funny. Why couldn't they just do a double tap on the D-pad? I guess you can change the controls around in the options and place dashing to a different button, but it would have been so much easier to just have the dashing work like it did before. Whatever, let's play the game. We start off in the sewers, beating Foot Clan ninjas on our way out. We make our way up to the city, fighting on a very familiar stage from Turtles in Time, before going back into the sewers. Hey, nice walking on water effects here. We'll fight off some of those flying pizza monsters, and then we have a boss fight with Leatherhead. This fight is exactly like Turtles in Time. He does little hops up and down the screen while throwing knives. Just get in front of his character sprite, smack him 4 or 5 times, let him run across, and repeat until he's dead. Considering I had this exact boss fight in a different game, it's kind of lackluster. So let me go ahead and encourage you guys to go ahead and watch my Turtles in Time review before you continue watching this one if you haven't seen it already. I'll be making quite a few references to Turtles in Time throughout this review, which I hate to compare 2 different games, but since Hyperstone Heist uses so much from Turtles in Time, it's hard not to compare the two. The next stage has us surfing. So I picked Raphael because he's fast, but he moves so slow while surfing. Considering his short range, I almost feel handicapped for picking him now. Anyway, dodge some trash and we'll eventually make our way to the mysterious ghost pirate ship. Ooh. Here we'll fight a bunch of not ghosts, and then you leave and you find yourself inside a cave. Hold up. We just went on a ghost pirate ship. There was no ghost, there was no pirates. The turtles just came and left. What the hell? What was the point of that? Anyway, the cave has nothing special about it either, except for that we got a boss fight with Rocksteady. If you see him start to charge, get the hell out of his way. Keep attacking when there's an opening, and this boss fight should end pretty easily. The next stage is Shredder's hideout. We fight more of the same enemies as before, nothing new. You'll eventually reach the inside of this temple, and then you get to fight someone new. It's Shredder's right-hand man, Tatsu. He says something about you having to defeat the foot soldiers before fighting him, but it's all a bunch of baloney. I mean, it helps to defeat some of them, but the Foot Clan ninjas are infinite. So what you want to do is avoid the Foot Clan soldiers while also getting in front of Tatsu and attacking him. He'll throw knives as he jumps away, and he'll throw knives when you're within his sight. Dodge and attack. This boss really isn't that hard. Once he's defeated, we move on to level 4, the Gauntlet. We're back in the caves and we got some more awkward walking on water sprite work here. So in this level, after we fight some of those pizza monsters, we're going to go through a boss rush. We first have a rematch with Leatherhead. This fight feels exactly the same as before, except he's a different color. Then we have a rematch with a different color Rocksteady, and then a different color Tatsu. And that's it, since there wasn't that many bosses in this game. But wait, Baxter Stockman appears. He's in his boring human form, and this fight feels just like the one from TMNT 2, the arcade game. So, do what you did there, a whole lot of dive kicks. After enough hits, he's defeated, and we find the Technodrome. We're now starting the final level of this game. Already? Jeez. We're fighting the same old bad guys we did before. There's also machines that will freeze you and... Giant balls! What's with turtle games and giant balls? At the end we have a boss fight with Krang, and again, it's exactly like the one we did in Turtles in Time. The trick is to let Krang fly around, and once he starts shooting missiles, get behind him and start attacking. Easy fight here. We then have an elevator section before we fight Super Shredder. This is also the same fight from Turtles in Time. Attack him when he isn't flamed up. If he turns blue, watch out for his freeze attack that he'll shoot upwards. Otherwise, stand in front of him and time your jumps to avoid his attacks and then nail him with your weapon. After so many hits, he falls to his doom. He drops the Hyperstones, Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty return, and we get that cheesy Splinter grin again. That's it. And that's the end of the game. And I made sure that I played it on hard mode so I got the proper, true ending or whatever. So, that's Hyperstone Heist. How was the game? It's good. It's fun. But, I feel that the game has no soul. So I imagined what happened with Hyperstone Heist was that Konami wanted to make a TMNT game for the Genesis, but they didn't want it to be called Turtles in Time. So they just took the assets and jumbled up some stuff to throw a game out there to try and make it seem new and different. That's exactly how this game feels, like a bad remix. It's like Turtles in Time, but less. What I loved about Turtles in Time is that the levels were short, but there were a lot, so it kept the action going. It's the opposite here. There's less stages, and they're all much longer, which makes the game drag a bit. I also praise Turtles in Time for using so many characters from the series, but in Hyperstone Heist, they only used a handful. There's of course Shredder and Krang, as well as Rocksteady, but without Bebop. We got Leatherhead, the worst version of Baxter Stockman, and Tatsu. I actually really like how Tatsu is new and exclusive to this game, but there's no Razor, Toka, Rat King, Metalhead, Fly version of Baxter Stockman, Slash, or Bebop. And it's not that I want to see all the same fights from Turtles in Time here, but it feels like there wasn't as much effort put into this game here. It feels rushed. The game doesn't really have the same presentation as Turtles in Time either. In that game, you got to see more animated level intros, little cutscenes, and more visually appealing levels. That's all gone here. All the extra modes like time trials and verses are also gone. It's just so lackluster. With that said, it might not be on the same level as Turtles in Time, but it's still a fun game. Taking Turtles in Time out of the equation, it's still a fine Sega Genesis game. It's a bit on the easy side though, and I say that as someone who right away set it on hard mode. It might have helped that since I played Turtles in Time, the game was more familiar to me, but it didn't really get too tough at any point in time. It's still a fun game regardless though. The music is excellent and the graphics are great. It's a fine game and worth getting into if you're a Turtles fan. I just wish it would have done more to try to stick out on its own. Tatsu and his stage are the only thing that feel new, and I would have liked to see more stuff like that here. I mean, doing these reviews, every Turtle game I played got progressively better with each title, but it kinda stops here with Hyperstone Heist. It feels shallow in comparison, but if you had nothing to compare it to, it's still a fun experience on its own. My turn. So between the 4 games that I reviewed, which game do I think is the best? I think it's quite obvious. It's gotta be Turtles in Time. It's just a great Turtles adventure combined with a fun story, great gameplay, and lots of Ninja Turtle characters. And I gotta say too, going through all these games, I'm really surprised there was no Triceratons in any of these. Or Casey Jones even. And you know, that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, Shredder's Revenge. At the time of this video, there's only 2 trailers for Shredder's Revenge, and taking everything at face value, it looks like we got a lot in store. We see some villains we'd expect, like Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, Baxter Stockman, and with the Technodrome there's gotta be Krang. We also see the goddamn Triceratons! About time! We also see Chrome Dome, who wasn't in any of these games either. I like what we've seen so far because the Ninja Turtles have a huge rogues gallery, and I can't wait to see what surprise villains they haven't shown us. Also, judging by the trailer, we see both April O'Neil and Splinter fighting, so maybe they're playable as well. We see the Turtles surfing, so I think a surfing stage is a given too. And looking at actual gameplay, it looks great. It looks similar to Turtles in Time, but with some improvements. The smallest but biggest change I see is that when the Turtles knock the enemies away, they stay on screen. I'm not a fan of the gameplay in beat-em-ups where you attack an enemy, they fly off screen, and you gotta wait for them to get back up and appear just so you can kick their ass again. This was also a change they did in Streets of Rage 4, which ended up being a very combo-heavy game, and it makes me wonder if the same will be applied here. It's definitely a change I'm all for. Shredder's Revenge definitely has the potential to be the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat-em-up ever! I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping they go all out with this one. I hope they add more characters than the Turtles. Like I mentioned, April and Splinter would be awesome additions, as well as Casey Jones. I'd also love to see the color mode return. The option to have them look like their toy line colors would be cool, but how about also adding like their old school comic look, where they all got the same red colored masks? Or hell, even make them black and white. That would be badass. I hope they also add some secret levels or secret bosses. Just fill this game with Easter eggs and a bunch of goodies. I'd love it to death. But these are just my opinions. What do you guys think? What do you think of Hyperstone Heist? Which Ninja Turtle game do you think is the best? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, that'd be pretty cool too. And like always, I thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you all on the next one.